I think that behooves artists to come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump, because he is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
You know what? I don't get too deep into politics. I didn't get a chance to watch the debate last night.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Our initial snap reflex reaction to the feds raiding Diddy's mansions in LA and Miami was this is a cleanup operation. This is a mop-up job. They're covering their tracks. Diddy's going to be the fall guy for a much larger system of influence through music, celebrity, and Hollywood culture to rig and influence our elections. Diddy was the pilot program for how Democrats rigged elections. Listen to what Diddy had to say in 2020 about President Trump.
White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking, it's real dangerous.
It's real dangerous. White men like Trump need to be banished. Okay, well, Diddy is now banished to a hole in a jail cell in New York. President Trump is, of course, the president. But more importantly, what happens next in this Diddy trial? How big is this thing going to get? We've already seen some pretty shocking revelations about satanic predator cult and what a monster Diddy actually was. What a weird little cuck he was. Everybody seems to be turning on him, and more celebrities are being dragged in. Every one of these Hollywood types, they were all at his parties. There were videotapes of all of them. That's why the feds swooped in to steal the blackmail material. They knew things were going to get out of control. They didn't want the operation going sideways like with Epstein. Now, let's take on this question of influence and how the Democrat Party muscles influence through blackmail. First off, we know that the Democrat Party pays for influence. That's been proven time and time again. You can read the receipts from Kamala Harris' campaign. Hundreds of millions of dollars were paid to influencers, celebrities, Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Oprah, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and so on. Kai Cenat had a meltdown on his stream because Secret Service kept calling him to try and get Kamala Harris on his stream. He's one of the biggest streamers on earth. OnlyFans creators said they were straight up doing political propaganda paid for by the Biden campaign and the DNC. This is something that we know. Of course, we also know that Kamala's campaign launch featured Megan Thee Stallion twerking for untold millions. Lizzo, Eminem as well, Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen. Oprah, of course, famously with the teleprompter there to feed Kamala Harris the answers in this absolute dumpster fire of an interview. So we know this kind of stuff happens. Something very curious occurred in the 2024 campaign that really caught our attention. Someone who has very close connections with the Democrat Party, with Kamala Harris, right, was ubiquitous at the White House during the Biden era, had decided to refuse to campaign for Kamala. This artist's name is Usher, and he said this.
It behooves artists to come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump, because he is an existential threat to the country. What do you say to that?
You know what? I don't get too deep into politics. I didn't get a chance to watch the debate last night. I obviously have been watching like everybody else. I think voting is an individual choice. And I think that you're right. You have to look at the reality of the country that we are and the country that we want to be, and find the candidate that you feel both are who fits the category of where we want to be. And that's it. And that's what you vote based off of. Who you highlight and how you choose to highlight it on whatever platform you have is your prerogative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. That's really, you know.
So he says, I'm not going to endorse. I'm not going to campaign for Kamala. It's up to you, the American people. This is a perfect answer. I was shocked when I first heard it. It's still shocking listening to it. It's how every celebrity should always respond. It's how every athlete should respond. It's how they all should respond when asked a political question. Tom Cruise recently, in doing promo for the new Mission Impossible, was asked a question about Trump, and he goes, we're just going to talk about the movie. Thank you. That's how you do it. It's how you keep people buying tickets. You don't get stuck in divisive politics or things that will piss off your fans, because ultimately, you want to sell tickets, right? Albums, movie theaters, concert halls. But boy, did that change quickly. And now we know why. You see, Usher, it's one of those very unique cases where his entire career is because of Diddy. He lived with Diddy. He was sent as a child to go hang with Diddy. And they're pretty public about it.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't
and
say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
So there were curious things taking place when I was a 13-year-old at Diddy's parties. And if you know enough about the darker corners of the internet, then you can find clips like this, where Usher and Diddy are bragging about, well, sleeping together.
Fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. And now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen.
That was stupid. That's Kevin Hart. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is stupid. You didn't realize exactly how close they all were, did you? And they post videos like this. They're singing and dancing and grinding on each other. Oh, okay. Well, you see, that blackmail that the feds raided and have now from Diddy's house, that comes in handy when celebrities like Usher decide to get out of line and not endorse Kamala. You see, we're here to endorse Kamala, and that's what we're going to do. Just literal days after Usher went on The View and says, just vote for who you want to. It's a free country. This happened.
Know them? No. But in the club, we all fam. What? In the club, we all fam. In the club, we are all family.
Amazing how quickly it all changes.
I love you more, but I love Kamala Harris even more.
Dude, like hours before this, he was on The View saying, I'm not going to endorse anyone. I don't care. And now we know why. Not only have I showed you the Diddy blackmail material, what else do they have on Usher? What did he have to do to get famous? You know what I mean? But also, well, would you look at that? Breaking today, Usher is now being brought into the Diddy trial. And Neo, music executives, are there at a restaurant where Sean Diddy Combs punched his girlfriend in the stomach. Oh my. Singers Usher and Neo and hotshot music executive were at a restaurant when Diddy domestically abused his girlfriend. Former member, Dainty Kane member, I don't know what that is, Dawn Richards, was grilled by Combs' lawyers, Nicole Westmoreland, about her allegation. The Bad Boy Records founder attacked his girlfriend in West Hollywood, California in 2010. Oh my, 2010. They were all very famous by then. Usher was a household name. Uh-oh. Westmoreland pressed Richards about saying why she hadn't divulged the A-listers, including industry honcho Jimmy Levine, were there when Combs allegedly gut punched his girlfriend. So she named Diddy and Neo, as somebody who watched this happen, she had to be like medically dragged off. This is Cassie right here. Should be like taken away. Great. Sean Diddy Combs watches after being shown images from a freak off, not shown to the public. Jurors are shown images. Oh goodness. Okay. Looks like this isn't going well. When does Usher get brought up? I mean, is this what his Kamala and Harris endorsement? The Kamala Harris endorsement was clearly the get out of jail free card, right? For Usher. It was pretty wild. It was crazy. There were very curious things taking place that I didn't necessarily understand, says Usher, when it comes to the Puff Daddy flavor camp that he had children sent to. Stern asked Usher if he'd send his own children to the Puff Daddy flavor camp. An emphatic no, hell no. Goodness gracious. Neo recently drew negative attention for his friendship with Combs. They labeled Neo Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell them about the freak-offs. Tell them the truth. Goodness. It's really creepy watching this stuff in hindsight. Seeing how dark it all gets. Is there a reason why Usher deleted all of his social media? He wiped all of his social media. Went completely dark. What's going on here, man? Oh, just a reminder, they were playing Diddy music at Kamala Harris's election night party. Need further connections? Need further confirmation? Yeah, okay. The American public didn't buy it. Diddy parties have been renamed to Kamala rallies. Yeah. Look at how locked in this MFer was. Look at this. Boy, this is the culture. This is the sadistic culture of monsters. These people are monsters. And this is how it works. You go out and you say you're not going to endorse the candidate for president that they want, and they show you a file of videos they have on you because you went to Diddy's flavor camp when you were a teenager, not even a teenager, 10 years old, and you wrestled for the Frosted Flakes. And then you go do whatever they tell you to do. That's what happens. That's what happens next. That's how it works. Usher just proved it. And now his name's brought up at the trial? You want to know more? So do we. If you want to keep following this trial, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be on top of it. Not in like a Diddy Usher way, but covering it for news. Anyway, I don't even like Frosted Flakes. It's